Hey everybody, this is Dragnix here. This will be a monthly thing, but this is a preview for what to expect on the channel in the month of September. So let's get right into it. I'm starting this month with one of the biggest titles that I've looked at on this channel in a long while, that being Avalanche Studios' Mad Max. I'm currently on a list to get a possible review copy. I'm not sure if that's going to go through, but either way I will be covering the game regardless. While I haven't seen the movie yet, yes I know, shoot me now, I'm more interested in the studio behind it. This is Avalanche Studios' work, the guys behind the Just Cause franchise, which is one of my favorite action games I've played in a long while. To see them take on a new IP that's still tangentially related to the core of their games, aka over-the-top action, that will be really interesting to see, and I really am looking forward to seeing something in terms of the car combat they put up here. Now, I'm not a car person in terms of, I'm not a driving game person actually. I don't do that a lot, with the exception of car combat games, so okay, this is right up my alley. While the game comes out on September 1st, it depends on whether or not I get that review copy in terms of the video review on when it comes out, but expect it nonetheless. Coming out on September 2nd, Renowned Explorers International Society looks like a board game with turn-based battles in an explorer-like setting, and that really does sort of appeal to me. The trailer is what actually really drove me to it. It's got a very good charm and voice acting to it, and it's got some good presentation value. It may not be representative of the game, but it got me interested enough in it. With seemingly a couple different ways to play, like charming enemies or just beating the crap out of them, it's by the guys who did Roos, so they've got a reasonable indie title under their belt, so I'll be seeing if they continue that trend with Renowned Explorers. Now, while it may be a port technically, Tearaway Unfolded is by the Little Big Planet developers, and was only a PlayStation Vita title, which I don't have one yet. The cool aesthetic is definitely part of why I'm attracted to the game, but there's definitely something interesting about the game's implementation based on what I'm reading in the press release. For example, you're able to use your light bar on the PlayStation 4 and using the 6-axis light controls to light up areas on the screen. It definitely screams creativity, and I like titles that take a unique perspective on things and do things that other things haven't. It comes out on September 8th, and while I don't think I'll get a review copy, I'll definitely be covering it. An action space shooter with a colored nature to it. Lovers in the dangerous space-time drew my attention with its description. Only through teamwork can you triumph over the forces of anti-love, rescue kidnapped space bunnies, and avoid a vacuum demise. Of course I want to rescue space bunnies. Who doesn't? It comes out on September 9th. The next one takes me back to the old days of the Something Awful forums, where there were Let's Plays and really creative threads, unlike now. There was this Choose Your Own Adventure thread about a clown and, well, strangeness. And lo and behold, it's become its own point-and-click adventure game on September 10th in Dropsy. If it's anything like the thread I remember, the story will be weird, it'll be charming, but it'll be freaking hilarious. Definitely working off the nostalgia here. I am really looking forward to this one. Look, I'm not a typical horror fan. Jump scares only go so far with me, because I'm somebody who wants atmosphere and more of the psychological elements of horror more than anything else. And with Albino Lullaby, there's a focus on that section of horror on the game that comes out on September 15th. Apparently the game space twists dynamically as you try to figure out who you are in this weird space. It's definitely more up my alley, as I'm not into the Five Nights at Freddy's kind of horror fan, so we'll see if Lullaby is able to get into my head and get under my skin. A turn-based RPG with roguelike elements? Okay, yeah, you've got me with that genre. But beyond that, Skyshine's Bedlam has a cool look to it, and was a highlight among the smaller games of E3 2015 this year that was overlooked. And what I've seen so far has got me really interested in the game going forward. It comes out on September 17th, 2015. Shoot-'em-up elements and visual novel elements come together in Shmup Love Boom, which comes out on September 18th. Honestly, you should know that I love shoot-'em-ups in pretty much every form, and so it seems like every month I'm going to be covering one. I like shooting things. Give me a break. Another big end title, Blood Bowl 2, is me trying to cover a game that I was always interested in Blood Bowl, but never actually played. The game comes out on September 22nd. I've always been a big football fan, Chicago Bears in case you want to know the specifics, and while I never actually got into Warhammer, there's a lot of buzz regarding this game and the improvements it made in this iteration, so I definitely want to take a look at what they've improved and the strategy behind the game. It's definitely a different take on genres like this, and I've never been a Madden fan particularly, so getting a football fix in a game, yeah, I could go for that. The retro to arcade title Dragnix: The White Wind is my retro style game of the month that comes out on September 25th. It reminds me of a certain Blade Runner NES title that I played, and I love these old style titles and this old look. It hits the nostalgia bone in my body. I would have done Adalis the Dark Call last month, which is worth your time. It's just I'm still trying to record it. I'm failing because only OBS works with it, and my system never has really liked OBS. This will be my penance for failing to cover that game. Okay, I admit it. I haven't played the Persona games. I don't own a Vita. This makes absolutely no sense for me to review it. And yet, the goofy nature of the videos I've seen have gotten me really interested in the game. And frankly, I just want something goofy to take a look at on September 29th. Despite not me playing a Persona game. Persona 4 Dancing All Night? Yeah, I'm covering it. I don't know why. Now, that's for the critical coverage of the channel. Now, that's not to say I won't cover other games at that period. That's the ones I have planned, though. Now, for other videos, I know that people are probably wondering where the XBlade video is, and that's coming. It will be actually on specifically September 14th, or I will have a giveaway if I don't get it done at that time. I just need a little bit more time to sort of, go through the script again and really, sort of hash it out at this point. I'm not happy with it yet, but it is coming. Also, expect some TF2 montage stuff, in particular with a certain aspect of TF2 that I probably am unique in terms of the way I go about things. I will be putting some stuff together on that. I have been collecting things. I will be putting something together probably on the Mondays where there's not a lot of things coming out. So keep that in mind. As for everything else, it will depend on what exactly I have time for. I know that I want to do 3 to 4 videos a week, and I specifically want to focus on quality. I think that's actually improved a lot lately, and I've been happy with what I've been creating in terms of videos for you guys. Not just the reviews, but even the smaller videos with the Let's Tries, where I'm spending more time with the game, and I think I've got a better idea of what the game has. I've been really happy with it lately, so that will continue. I've also seen good feedback from it. I've also seen that a lot of people seem to like reviews a lot more, and while even though I don't necessarily agree with that scoring systems are the greatest thing, it seems that it's drawing people in. So I may have to consider which way I want to go with that. So one of the things I want to make sure you guys know, though, is that I would love to hear your feedback on things. I would love to hear if there's a game that you want me to cover in September or October or wherever at this point, and specifically what you would like to see me focus on the channel. Again, I'm trying to make a living on this. You will see some changes coming down the road in terms of the channel, but I haven't planned fully out of them yet, so keep that in mind. But I would love to hear your feedback. I know I'm growing slowly but steadily. I have to consider, making this a real, okay, I got to kick this into high gear kind of thing. So again, this is Dragnix signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful day and keep on gaming. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this content and want to see more of it, you may want to hit that subscribe button on the left-hand side. If you like this video and want to see more of this content, take a look at this video on the left-hand side as well. And if you missed my last video, take a look at the right-hand side. Once again, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.